No one ever came out alive from the beast pit. Not soldiers, not prisoners, not even trained killers. Because inside that pit lived Nyrex. Nyrex was not a normal animal. It was the deadliest wolf in the galaxy. Albino fur, like glowing snow. Eyes like fire, claws sharper than any blade. It was made by the Ulari Dominion, powerful alien rulers who wanted the perfect killing machine. Nyrex obeyed no one. It didn't understand mercy, couldn't be tamed. It had eaten war captains, gladiators, spies, and even full-grown alien hunters in seconds. Every time the Ulari got bored, they fed someone new to the wolf. Sometimes it was a traitor, sometimes a thief, sometimes just for fun. But this time, they fed it a child. She was only 8 years old. Her name was Lena. She had been taken from a Terran science outpost in a border raid. When the Ulari found her, she was hiding inside a metal vent, holding a stuffed toy rabbit. She had no weapon, no tech implants, not even shoes. The Ulari generals laughed. "She is perfect," one of them said. "She will be eaten in seconds. Or maybe the wolf will play with her." So they threw her into the pit. Thousands of alien nobles sat above the arena. They wore rich robes and drank from shiny crystal horns. Some looked bored, some smirked. Nobody thought she would survive. The pit was wide and deep, like a crater. The metal walls were stained with old blood. A loud gate opened and Lena stepped into the light. She looked small. Her legs were shaking, but she didn't cry. She held Mr. Nibbles, her rabbit toy, by one ear. Then the second gate opened, and Nyrex came out. The air seemed to freeze. The beast stepped forward, heavy and slow. Its white fur shimmered like stars. Its red eyes burned through the dust. The crowd leaned forward, ready to see blood. But something strange happened. Lena didn't run. She didn't scream. She waved. The nobles gasped. Even the guards tensed. "Hi," Lena said in a small voice. Her voice was not afraid, just curious. The albino wolf growled. It came closer. One step, then another, its head low, its teeth showing. One lunge, and she would be gone. But Lena smiled. "You look lonely," she said. "Do you want to meet Mr. Nibbles?" She held out the rabbit toy. "I can share, but just for now, okay?" Nyrex stopped. The entire Colosseum fell silent. No one moved. No one even breathed. Nyrex tilted its head. Its nose touched the soft toy. Then the beast sat. A loud gasp echoed across the arena. "What is happening?" hissed a general. "Is the beast broken?" shouted a war captain. "No," whispered a nervous engineer. "It's calm. Its heartbeat is normal. It's not angry." Lena gently pressed the rabbit against Nyrex's fur. "You can keep him for tonight," she said. "But I still need him sometimes." Then Lena walked over and sat next to Nyrex like he was a big pillow. She leaned against him, yawned, and closed her eyes. And the deadliest wolf in the galaxy closed his eyes too. No one spoke. No one could explain it. That night, the Ulari held a secret meeting. "She's dangerous," someone said. "She cast a spell," said another. But the old biologist stared at the screen. "She's not dangerous," he said slowly. "She's something new. The beast listens to her." No one knew what Lena really was, not yet. But everyone felt the truth deep inside. The girl had not tamed the wolf with power. She had done it with something even stranger. Kindness. The story of the human girl and the albino wolf spread quickly across the stars. Aliens from every corner of the galaxy whispered her name. They didn't call her Lena anymore. They called her the Whisper. The child who spoke to monsters she was. Still just 8 years old. But every noble, soldier, and warlord now feared what they did not understand. Every day, Lena sat with Nyrex in the pit. She read books out loud. She sang soft songs from Earth. She told silly stories and played pretend games. And Nyrex, the deadliest wolf in the galaxy, listened to every word. Sometimes he laid his head in her lap. Sometimes she fell asleep beside him, holding her rabbit toy and snoring lightly. No one could believe it, but it was real. They tried to separate them again. Once, just once. Nyrex howled for hours. He scratched at the walls, smashed doors, and ripped apart 2 holding cages. When they returned Lena, he didn't attack, just lay down beside her, and sighed like an old, tired soldier. The Ulari scientists stopped trying after that, but others began to notice. Some were curious, some were jealous, some were afraid. One day, a famous ambassador from the Verulan Empire arrived. See the wolf. He had heard stories, but he didn't believe them. They say the beast obeys no one, the ambassador said. They say it kills anything that moves. Show me the truth. The Ulari showed him the live footage. The diplomat stared at the screen. He saw Lena, sitting beside the great wolf, braiding its fur. She laughed as Nyrex tried to catch her rabbit. Toy with one big paw. The ambassador blinked. She is Terran. She did this. Yes. He stood slowly. You do not understand what you have, he whispered. This is not a pet. This is not a trick. This girl is a force. The Ulari began to realize he was right. But it was already too late. That night, a group of rebels broke into the Colosseum. They wanted to steal Lena. They didn't want to hurt her. They wanted to study her. They thought they could use her as a weapon. They disabled the guards. Used gas. They planted bombs at the doors. But they forgot one thing. Nyrex was still there. The moment the rebels stepped near Lena, the beast woke up. And the galaxy's most dangerous predator became even more terrifying. Nyrex ripped them apart. No one escaped. The walls were painted in blood by morning, and in the center of the chaos, Lena was still sleeping peacefully, curled up against her. Giant wolf, safe and warm. After that, no one tried to touch her again. She was not just a child anymore. She was something greater. Years passed. Lena grew taller. Nyrex grew older and slower, but he stayed by her side. The Ulari began to change. They stopped using beasts for war. They listened more. They learned more, and it all started with Lena. One day, she was invited to stand before the great Ulari Council. Thousands watched as she stepped into the circle. She no longer wore a prisoner's robe. She wore soft white fabric and flowers. In her hair, Nyrex walked beside her, quiet as a shadow. She looked at all the powerful beings around her and spoke. Maybe, she said what you called weakness, was something stronger? Nyrex stepped forward. He looked at her, and then he bowed. And for the first time in Ulari history, the warlords bowed too. From that day on, the girl who tamed the monster became a symbol of peace she didn't use. Weapons. She didn't give orders. She didn't need to. Because the galaxy had seen something impossible. A child who calmed the most violent creature ever made. Not with fear, but with love.